The year is 2009, and we are living our best lives right now. Why is that, you may be asking? It's because we are living through the golden age of BioWare, baby. It all began in 2003 with the release of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Shortly thereafter, in 2005, we got the highly underrated action RPG Jade Empire. Then, BioWare continued their greatness with another new series, Mass Effect, with the release of Mass Effect 1 in 2007. Now, we move up the ladder a little bit more to another brand new series, this time in 2009 with Dragon Age Origins. I'm not a fantasy guy, I'm a sci-fi guy, but if there is one series I will forever bend the knee to and say, that's fantasy done right, outside of Lord of the Rings, it's gotta be Dragon Age. They killed it, from the soundtrack by Einon Zur, all the way to the beautiful animations and the occasional jank, the tactical combat. Everything here is fantastic, so absolutely, I had to play this game in 2022 just to see how fantastic it had aged. Ladies and gentlemen, this track brings me back. It brings a literal tear to my eye because it is so good. I am beyond excited to go back to Dragon Age Origins. Normally these videos are like me testing, seeing like, hey, did it age well? I know the answer to this one. Dragon Age Origins is amazing, and all I want to do in this video is show you why. Given that we've learned a little bit more about Dreadwolf, about how the game has entered its alpha state, now's a great time to become a Dragon Age fan, trust me. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not delay any further. Let's start up a brand new game of Dragon Age Origins.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought
the art in Dragon Age. We always talk about the characters, right, for most BioWare games, but the art in this game is so underrated. The illustration work, even up to Inquisition, it's just chef's kiss. It's so good. Look at that. Look at that. Admire its beauty.
Dogs.
Ba, 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 ba-da-da.
They became a blight on the land.
So good.
Unstoppables. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness.
Yeah, you can't tell me that they didn't watch Lord of the Rings before they made this. It's just, oh man. I love how bloody this game is, by the way. I don't think that gets talked about enough. Not that you need blood to be good, but it adds something to like the gritty nature of the game, for sure. Oh my god.
It may even be too late.
Like the Darkspawn remind me of the Uruk-hai, and then the Grey Wardens just remind me of the Fellowship. Like I just can't help but make the connection. Am I crazy?
Maker.
All right, here we are at the character creator, which is one of the best in all video games. Like, I stand by that to this day. So I'm going to walk you through as to why it's the case. So, of course, as always, you pick your gender, who you want to be. We're going to be a male. You pick your race. It's human, elf, dwarf, which they go through in the intro video on where all these different races have been and how they factor into the war with the Darkspawn. So I always like to be an elf. Just clicks with me the most. If you're a human, man, that's like someone picking soldier at the beginning of like a Mass Effect game. Come on, spice it up. So we're gonna do elf, and we're gonna do let's pretend we were gonna do a mage or a rogue. You'll see here that you do a background pick. So you could be a Dalish elf, you could be a city elf, and this will determine the starting point of the game for you. Hence the name Dragon Age Origins. This is the origin story of your hero, and as you'll see, there are 6 in total. And you'll notice that as an elf, I only have the Dalish elf and the city elf available to me. But let's say I was a dwarf and I did warrior, I'll have the dwarf commoner, I'll also have the dwarf noble. Then for the human, there are 2 for them. You'll have the magi, you'll have the human noble, you'll have the human noble again. So there's 2 for each. And I gotta say, I really love that about this game because each one of these are their own beginning to your story, and you make choices throughout them, and they do impact the rest of your game. I just feel like it's so surprising because it's tough to do, so it makes sense, but it's so surprising to me that we just don't see more people at least attempting this, because to me, this is the ideal way to capture your character, to say like, this is who you are. This was your story, and you have complete agency over it when you're picking your class. So it fits in just right. I'm going to do the city elf because that's the one that I thought was pretty messed up. So let's continue on from there. You can pick your name. So as always, we like to be Todd Howard in these just because we just because we can. Imagine he watches these videos. He's like, "What's wrong with you, Matty?" Tattoos in this game are very Skyrim-esque. You know me. I like to have the tattoo that fills the eyes, like that one. That's my type of tattoo for sure in video games. Never get in real life though. With the beet red. It's kind of already got the hair I'm looking for here. Yeah, the character creator in this game isn't too bad. I can get down with it. One thing I always thought was funny is you can really like customize your portrait to your desire. Everyone's looking at different distance and is zoomed in, less or more, moved around. It's just a little thing, but I like that it's there. You can change the background colors as well to like if you wanted to be more evil, you could have, where is it, like a more red? I think that's kind of brown, but blue if you're trying to be a good guy. And again, it's just a little thing, but I like it. So you could, I always like to pretend it's like KOTOR where everyone looks up when they're good and they have the blue hue behind them. So I kind of let that inspire my portrait choice, sort of like that. And then you pick a little voice that's going to play in the background. It's just going to be during combat. Otherwise, you choose all your dialogue options, as you'll see here. But I always went with experience, but we're going to do wise. There are attributes pretty familiar to those of you who play D&D, play any RPGs. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary here. Obviously, they give you recommendations based off the class you pick. So in the case of me being a city elf rogue, they're like, okay, dexterity, cunning. That's going to be your style here. So we're going to go just all in on dexterity for the sake of time. You can also get skills. A lot of these things you'll notice are improvements on KOTOR's leveling system, as I'll show you as we get deeper into this video. So what you're seeing here, this intro for the city elf, is different from what you may see depending on the origin story you pick. Again, one of the best strengths of this game. Ugh, just a little longer? Huh? What? Did I oversleep? Arg. What? Why are you in my room, Shiani? I love how this is. Some of these drop boxes for dialogue get pretty meaty. You'll see just how many dialogue options we get, which after Fallout 4, it never goes unappreciated for me.
What, you're shy now?
I'm getting married? Seems we do it now. I'm not ready for that.
It's going to happen anyway.
Oh.
So hold your breath and jump in.
Yeah, okay. That's how we do marriage here as an elf. So one of the main reasons I picked the alienage here is because you can actually come here later in the game if you pick any of the other classes, but I wanted to highlight for a lot of you out there who may be hopping in for the first time ever that this is what is special about Dragon Age Origins. There's a cohesiveness to its world design, if you will, and it means that, for example, you can start the game somewhere else, you'll end up here, or you could start the game here, obviously the main story will take over, and you'll end up back here for the main story. And when you come back here, some of the dialogue and interactions will be different based off that origin story. So it's one that I recommend. All of them are pretty good outside of, I think, I'm trying to remember which one I wasn't crazy about. Might have been one of the Dwarven ones, but, you know, you can't really go wrong. But overall, it's just something I wanted to point out as we get to exploring here. And I will say that, unfortunately, for those of you who like controller, this does, by the way, play totally fine on console. But I'm hooked up on the PC, and I can only use the keyboard and mouse. And that's not my preferred way to play.
I don't see the rug.
You surprised? Apparently your bride's a dream come true. Mine sounds like a dying mouse.
Looks aren't everything, Solus.
She's not ugly, exactly.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it's just nerves.
So what I like about this origin story is they're kind of setting it up where pretty much you're saying you're getting married, you don't even know who it is.
It's a party, isn't it? Grab a whore and have a good time.
Yeah, they really make the humans just despicable in this part of the game. Oh my gosh.
Hunt, boys. Take this little
Look at this, like, oh man, they know how. BioWare knew how to make you hate. Knew how to make you hate.
You pig.
worm.
See, like,
I know what
oh.
Maybe we shouldn't get involved.
No. Shiani will get herself killed. No, I won't let these humans abuse our woman. We must protect the woman. Come on.
Let's try to be diplomatic, shall we?
What's this?
I'm pretty sure this guy knocks me out if I tell him that he's scum, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Do you have any idea who I am?
Well, out like a light.
Are you insane? This is Varn Orien, the
Mistakes were made. Take him home. If you don't mention this, we won't.
You've a lot of nerve, knife ears. This'll go badly for you.
She's just carrying him in the background. That BioWare jank, baby.
Don't tell anyone else.
And who's the girl? Oh my. Oh no. I'm gonna be a savage this video. I'm gonna be a savage this video.
Maker. I can't believe you sometimes. Yes, this is Nessiara, your betrothed.
Yes, and she says nothing.
You know, I'm actually considered quite beautiful.
Okay,
in high
there we go.
honor.
Must be an ugly city.
I cannot believe this.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on, cousin.
The worst has happened. A blight has begun.
So now they're introducing the
Grey Wardens to us.
overarching story, right? This is the main story, aside from your origin tale. And it's how everyone's origin tale eventually ties together into one main storyline.
Two, in fact.
Oh, Saurus, there you are. I was afraid you
His name is Saurus. I called him Solus earlier. Inquisition on the mind.
I'm so pleased to finally do this. Lord, this is
Oh, here he is. Just wedding crashers on a whole other level.
I'm having a party, and we're dreadfully short of female guests.
Yeah. This guy is just literally dreadful.
Lord, this is a wedding.
If you want to dress up your pets and have tea parties, that's your business. But don't pretend this is a proper wedding. We're here for a good time, aren't we, boys?
Just a good time with the ladies, that's all.
Let's take those two.
What do we do?
Ah, yes. The uppity runt that thinks he's worthy of speaking to me.
There's the slap I was waiting for. That's the thing. BioWare plants these seeds so that when I get my hands on Vaughn, it's like, oh man, I really want to do the evil deed here. But will I? We shall see. So getting into our inventory, this highlights something I'm going to say a bunch of times in this video, which is this is very much in its design a spiritual successor to KOTOR. From the layout of the HUD, in my opinion, is pretty much an overhauled KOTOR, all the way to when we level up, we start looking at skills and more specifically talents per class. You'll see even certain ones like dual weapon training here, which is right here. It says the character has become more proficient fighting with 2 weapons and now deals closer to normal damage bonus with the offhand weapon. It's the same exact layout as KOTOR, which is built off the D&D 3 rule set. I don't know if that's exactly to a T the case here with Dragon Age Origins, but you'll see it's a lot more of a tactical RPG. Like if they were ever to have made a KOTOR 3 at BioWare, I strongly believe what you see here in this game's combat system is what it would have been. But for now, we make our way to the Arl's Palace to take out some thugs. And by thugs, I mean royalty. All right, as you can see here, very KOTOR, very KOTOR. You know, it's all happening in real time. There's cool finishers like that. But also, you have like little abilities down here, like below the belt, which is a stun attack, and you'll see there's a little recharge on it. I just think, again, you would have seen this type of stuff in a KOTOR 3. Dirty fighting, you can stun the enemy, get a couple free hits in on them. What I would have done to see this implemented into KOTOR, but on its own, it's amazing. I love it for that. I definitely have to equip Saurus with some weapons because otherwise he is going to be completely useless. But yeah, we just leveled up. So to further emphasize my point of spending your points, again, just very, very KOTOR inspired. I will say kudos to the people who can beat this game on hard or nightmare because it's really difficult in the early going. Later on, the game becomes a little more manageable, but early on, oh my god, this game is just kicks you between the legs constantly. It's ruthless. It's absolutely ruthless. Just go with 2 points in Constitution and call it a day there. And then, like I said here, with the KOTOR inspiration, just my fanboy loving ass here is my fanboy ass. Just can't get enough of this type of stuff. It's like, okay, yep, we're proficient now in dual wield, and just like that, we already have a sped up KOTOR build in the mid game. Now you can control other characters, like I just turned on precise striking for Saurus. Then you can switch back to your main character. You can target someone else or target the enemy they're attacking as well. Take them out. And so yeah, there are tactics to this. Like you can also zoom out and it's like an isometric kind of RPG. I just love that they have this, what they call exploration mode, where yeah, you can pull the camera back in and it's more like a traditional third-person action game. Something that they make a lot of use of in Dragon Age 2, but yeah, it's the gameplay flexibility here because of its camera is awesome, because you can like pull it out and then hit pause and it'll pause the game and you can strategize and then resume. You can do the same in Inquisition. I feel like they really mastered that formula, but this is where it was all introduced. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, absolutely raw. Absolutely raw. Like Gordon Ramsay, it's raw. Wow. You know, this was actually the first HD game that I had played. For a while, my parents got me an HD TV. You want to know how stupid I am? Here we go. So, when I was in, I want to say 6th grade, I got my first ever HD TV. And I remember having the red, white, and yellow cables hooked up to it and not being too impressed with the image quality because it was in 480p. And I remember I had this eureka moment where I got these cables. I think they were called monster cables for my PS3. And I had Dragon Age Origins. And I said, oh, let me use these color cables here. My dad, by the way, is a tech whiz. I don't think he was like paying close attention and didn't realize I was just being a moron. So then I plug them all in and I get this, what you're basically seeing on screen here, the equivalent of that, this crispy image, nice visceral blood on the ground. I'm like, whoa, this is a game changer. But yeah, I think it's another reason why I fondly remember this game is it was my first game experienced in HD. And it was a really big game changer to go from CRT or a stretched HD image to what you're seeing right now. It's a big difference, but I'll always remember that. One of my most stupid moments of my lifetime. This is also the first game I did trophy hunting in. I remember loving going for the platinum in this game. It's just so much fun. One of them was really tough. I think it was the big hit trophy where you had to hit someone for like 1,000 plus damage. Oh, I remember the currency in this game. It went gold, silver, bronze. Yes. Wow. That's a throwback there. Look at that. Yeah, one of the big reasons I wanted to pick this introduction as well is I felt it displayed the social imbalance in the realm of Ferelden pretty well here with how the elves are treated versus the rest of society. And you can, because again, what I think a good RPG does is it doesn't sacrifice the story for the sake of world building. Like you don't just go 130%, I don't know why I picked that number, into world building. You got to do a little bit of everything. And this is a good way to build the world, get some action in so you're nice and entertained, while also moving the story forward, where naturally Duncan will weave you into the Grey Wardens, as we'll see shortly. But for now, we have someone we really need to take care of.
What have we here? The knife ears. Now I'll just gut your ignorant carcasses instead.
Revenge time. Here we go. Stun him and just go for him. No one else. Yep, hit him with the finisher. Let's go.
You killed them, didn't you? You killed them all? Good. Good.
See, like solidifying that hatred between humans and elves. The unnecessary suppression of elves, the distrust of elves, and the revenge they're now taking on the humans in a personal storyline that involves you and your family. It's just golden age of BioWare right here.
If anyone here knows who murdered the Earl's son, speak now and save yourself a lot more trouble. Very well. You leave me little choice.
No! Stop! He did it! Him and Saurus!
Oh, the traitor. Oh.
Disarm them.
Wow, just comes in out of nowhere.
These two will wait in the dungeons until the Earl
Unbelievable.
returns. The rest of you, back to your houses.
I remove this prisoner into my custody.
Imagine that. What a timely save. You hear that? You can't touch me.
What about me? Are you just leaving me to rot?
I'm sorry, but this is not charity.
Oh.
Grey Wardens need to kill.
I forgot about
It
this.
would be to condemn you to certain death, and I will not.
What about what happens when he goes to
No,
jail?
Don't leave me here.
Silence, you! Fine. You may take that one. But I ask only one thing, Grey Warden. Get this elf out of the city today.
Agreed.
Glorious.
Man, y'all know what DLC I'm talking about when I say Battle of Ostagar DLC is one of my favorites of all time. It's so sad, and you will see why shortly. But I love the king, man. I love the king. I am Todd, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you.
All right, so here we are in Ostagar. This is the part where all the stories converge from the beginning of the game. So you pick your origin, and this is where we all share the same experience. But some of the dialogue early on is defined by what you've experienced. Right away, you feel the reaction to the choices you've made. For example, when you were speaking to the king, he asked about the alienage because he doesn't know anything about it. They've hid that from him, of course, because, you know, it's what's happening there is truly awful. And he's very shocked by what you revealed to him. That's only there because you are a city elf and you grew up there. So, again, the choice of consequence here is consistently fantastic. But it's time to meet my doggy. Aww, so cute. You know, over the months, I've become a big Pitbull guy. I've been grinding a lot of Pitbulls on Instagram. And I hate BioWare for even making this an option. But anyway, I've been grinding Pitbulls on Instagram. This dog kind of reminds me of Pitbulls. They're so adorable. Oh, my God. Here we go. It's okay. We're not, you know, we're going to take good care of you. Don't worry.
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to
I like how he's barking in the background without a muzzle.
time soon.
So while he doesn't have any dialogue, it's kind of interesting that this is a missable party member here, the Mabari. You may be able to not complete that quest and completely miss out on a good early party member to have.
Any last wishes? Sir Mage, she desires your
One of the best arcs in Dragon Age right here with Alistair. Just seeing where he begins here and where he ends up in Inquisition is insane.
Now then, since you're all here,
Here we go.
you
One of the
heading into
best
Corporate
moments
Vials.
is coming up
Two tasks.
when you get the vials of
First is to
Darkspawn
obtain
blood.
3 vials of Darkspawn blood, one for each recruit.
All right, we're in the Kokari Wilds, and the atmosphere here is untouchable. You know that Darkspawn are lurking about, trees and mist as far as the eye can see. I love this as an opening area to the game. Now you got a full party, although these aren't official party members, except one of them. You can just tell by the portrait. You just know. But this is where it feels like the game truly begins in my eyes. Here we are, first encounter with the Darkspawn, aka the Urukai of, Dragon Age. Fun fact, for those who like the music in this game, Einanzer, who composes a lot of the Fallout scores, did the music for this game. So, obviously this is not much of a surprise to anyone who knows good music, but just in case you didn't know, there you have it. Here, a little bit of visual direction. Get a little bit of an idea of how brutal these Darkspawn are. And that they're not just mindless grunts, but they have hatred in their hearts. As you can see, because I'm just playing on a lower difficulty for this video, everyone's just kind of going hard and assaulting anyone in sight. But let's say I wanted to get a little deeper with things. Beyond pulling it out and being able to pause the action like this, you can also open the tactics menu and you flip between all your characters. There's custom things you can do here. Like, if anyone has ever seen my Final Fantasy 12 video on Retro Rebound, you'll know, like, this is kind of like the Gambit system. You set these presets for things you do when certain triggers occur. And it's actually a really awesome system. You can see here they even have presets. But it's just, again, for those looking for that extra layer, you can get a little more tactical. For those who aren't, you can just play it on easy like I'm doing here. So I can focus my attention elsewhere and have a more casual experience. I'm just realizing now how stupid I am. I did all dual wielding. Someone's going to roast me in the comments by this point in the video, but I go all in on dual wielding. I'm so focused on the game that I didn't realize, oh, I'm running around with a sword and shield. That might be smart to change based off my build. My character's kind of stuck in the Dragon Age Origins poop in your pants combat run. I don't know why they went with this, but yeah, this hunched over jog ain't it. That's a beautiful shot right there. I love that. Anyway, back to pooping my pants.
What say you? Scavenger? Or
There she is. Morgan, baby. Hello, Morgan.
for some time?
Another character. Like, that just... I have my critiques of the Dragon Age franchise, but
Are they
the way they maintain characters from here all the way to Inquisition is just so impressive. And heading into Dreadwolf, oh my god.
you there? Elves are not frightened little boys.
See, addressing who you are. Love that about this. Oh, man. You can call me Todd.
And you may call me Morrigan.
Pairing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joint.
All right, here we go. You're about to see back-to-back here. Here we go. What you're about to see here, back-to-back, are some of the hardest cutscenes in BioWare history. The joining and then the Battle of Ostagar. Just such peak fiction here. Prepare your bodies. Is Davith man enough to become a Grey Warden? We shall see. As he scares the life out of Sir Jory in the background. Can he handle it? And just like that, down he goes.
I am sorry, Davith.
So sad.
Step forward, Jory.
But I have
Draws his sword.
a child. Had I
There
known.
is no turning back.
No. You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
He's gonna try to fight Duncan. Look at that.
I am sorry.
It's such a brutal moment in the game because it's like he could have tried and died, but now it's forced on him, and both of them are standing there like, yo, hello? And now it's your turn.
You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
There you go. Like, we were so lucky and we didn't even know it at the time. Well, we probably knew we were lucky, but like now in hindsight, oh my god.
Have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous.
This traitorous bastard. This, nah, Logain.
Make sure it's done.
Here we go. Actual peak fiction, man. This reminds me so much of the Battle of Helm's Deep. And just the tension, the steady build-up. This is one of my favorite cutscenes of all time right here, man. The music, the uneasy look on everyone's face, the rain, the lightning. Oh my. I'm not even trying to be dramatic. It's just so the proud king, Duncan,
Of course it will.
them not knowing that trickery is up the sleeve of Logain. And here comes the blight. Out from the mist. Oh my god, it's so good. The whispering in the song. Oh my god. I have goosebumps right now, dude. I'm not even exaggerating. Oh. This cutscene never gets old to me. Here they come. Yeah. I love this shot here. Arrows come in. Oh. But they're still storming forward. The Mabari go out. Wow. There's so many of them. Oh. It doesn't even seem like there's many of them compared to how many Darkspawn there are. Yeah, there's so many more of them.
Let's cross the bridge and get to the Tower of Ishal.
All right. I could be here all day showing y'all this game, but I think I got my point across where if you haven't played this game, you absolutely need to. And if you have, you already know why I'm here, man. This is such a great game. It was an absolute treat going back to this all-time classic. It's aged phenomenally well, and I just can't recommend it enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me in another episode of So I Tried Playing. I do appreciate your support on this series. It's a lot of fun firing up all random games, especially these RPGs, and just reminiscing with all of you. Let me know what you think of Dragon Age Origins in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts. With that, take excellent care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Peace out.